A very warm welcome and good evening to one and all. This is Dr. Vaishali Tripathi, your host for this wonderful evening of Infusion, a power talk by Ms. Ashna Fareen, our guest speaker for today. I would like to start this event with a beautiful quote from George Couros. He said, technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. I welcome and invite Ms. Ashna Farheen, who is from Bangladesh and is working in education industry since 12 years. She is working as head of PYP and has expertise in various areas. She holds various positions such as Microsoft Master Trainer, T4 Education Country Ambassador, and the list is long. So please welcome Ms. Ashna on behalf of entire team of Educos Unite of Scholars. The floor is all yours, Ms. Ashna.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vaishali, for such an enthralling introduction. Yes, hello everyone, and I'm really delighted to be presenting at Educos Unite of Scholars. This is one of my favorite platform, and I really like the work of Mr. Ratish Gupta, who is the man behind the show, and the entire team is very amiable. Thank you so much, Ms. Vaishali, for starting the session with that beautiful quote. Yes, technology is actually lifeless, cannot do anything, but yes, if it is in the hands of great teachers like all of us, it can do wonders. Yes, no doubt about it. So I will be taking you to the world of technology, which can help us to transform learning, and I'll be doing so with an interactive presentation. So get ready to participate in the entire session, because I want to make it a monologue. I want to make it a dialogue. I do not want to make it a monologue, because it's good to learn through collaboration and active participation. So be active learners here, participants, and I can see the enthusiasm in the group, and it's amazing to see that. So here we go. I'll be taking you to the presentation. Can you see the presentation? It's visible to me.
Yes, you can please go ahead.
Thank you. So there's a link coming to you all in the chat box. If you'll click on that link, you will be able to participate in the presentation as if we are talking in the real time. So I'll be sharing the link in the chat box. There are two ways to do it. Either click this link, or you can go to joinpd.com and enter this code. The code is RHU YGJ, all in lowercase. You can enter this code, or simply can just click on the link which I have shared in the chat box. Dr. Vishali, there is a request that you please keep on sharing this link, so that people, those who are joining us, can participate. Yes, I have my first student in. So sorry to call you student, but yes, this is how it works, because this is a tool meant for teachers. So this is how we are starting our today's session. Well, I'll just start it in a while. I'm just waiting for more people to join in. Yes, we have two students, and you can join as we move ahead in the session. So my name is Asna Fareen, and I'm an Indian by nationality, and I'm a proud Indian, currently working in Bangladesh in an international school. I have been working with International Baccalaureate for past 12 years. Rest of the thing, were shared by Dr. Vishali. If you want to know more about me, I'm very active on LinkedIn. Please get connected with me on LinkedIn. And yes, here we go. Well, I spoke about myself. There are a few more things. I'm a writer for pleasure. I keep on writing. There are many blogs which got published on International Baccalaureate official blog. 3 of them got published over there. I write for several international national magazines. And I'm also Lawson Learning Mentor, which is a teacher training firm based in USA. And there's a lot more to talk about myself. But yes, I want to utilize this time to talk about all of us. Yes. I'm moving ahead with that. So what are we learning today? Vault. It is very important when you are in a remote setup to explain that what are we heading towards, right? So we are going to explore what is an infused classroom. What does it mean to infuse technology? SAMD model developed by Rubin. We are going to look into the characteristics of tax-savvy teachers, ways to make. I have just taken maths and science because it is practically impossible to take all subjects, but these are the subjects which teachers are finding most difficult to teach when they are in a remote learning setup. All right, we are moving ahead with the first thing first. So tools are we exploring today? We are going to explore about Peer DAC, Nearpod, quizzes, virtual manipulatives, and FET simulations. I'm currently presenting on Peer DAC, and there are people who have joined me on Peer DAC. This is the first step. Yes, we can do it. Right. So I have few people who are there on the peer deck. I'm an inquiry educator and I love asking questions. So it's good to start with the questions. So what is an infused classroom? What comes in your mind when you think of, an infused classroom? Let's see what participants are saying. I'm showing response and there's one risk taker too. There are two responses with me. Yes, people are writing in real time. Yes, technology and physical classes. Yeah, I'll just shift this side. According to me, yes, there are people who are writing their responses. So yes, we will get to know from all of us that what do you mean by an infused classroom? I'm getting more responses. Yes, we are getting better. You can join the session live using the link that I have shared in the chat box, and it's fun. We all want to learn from each other. So this one is the list version which was there, and this one is the grid version. So it's up to teachers. If they want to show the responses, we can show it so that everyone can, see what their peers are thinking, what they are thinking, how their thinking is taking place. So this is one way to showcase it in your classroom. So this is the beauty of peer DAG, that we make learning active. I got responses that according to me, infused class with technology aids to make class more fun. Yes, no doubt. Blended learning, someone is writing, still writing, but yes, I'll move ahead and we'll get back to it soon. Fine. So this is a brief, graphics which tells us about what is an infused classroom. When we talk about an infused classroom, first thing first, it should be flexible. When we say flexible, there are many teachers who are afraid of giving that flexibility to learners. So if you really want to make your classroom infused, be ready to make it more flexible. When we say flexible, it is not rigid, it is taking shape as per the thinking of the student. An active classroom and an alive curriculum. It has to be information rich, it has to be collaborative, differentiated. Differentiation is an integrated part of an infused classroom. What do we differentiate? We differentiate the learning environment, we differentiate the product, we differentiate the process. Why do we do it? We need to do it to cater to the need of learners which are sitting in your classroom, and they all are unique and different, right? It has to be inquiry driven. Like I said, I love asking question. When I asked that question, I got so many answers, right? So it should give opportunities to explore, to expand the thinking, learning by doing, and a lot more. It has to be creative and connected. It has to be personalized. It means you are targeting each learner of your classroom so that no learner is left behind. It has to be mindful and empathetic. There are teachers who are focused on covering the content, the covering, the syllabus. But what if we do not have that connect with the students? So be a mindful teacher and be empathetic. It has to be inclusive, right? There are learners in your classroom which are very different, very unique. So address the individuality of learner. It should have movement. When we talk about learning domain, there is cognitive domain, there is affective domain, and there is psychomotor domain, which talks about the movement, right? So it has to have the ability to foster that movement and use those movement to foster learning. It has to be students driven. Student driven means students should be at the center of your classroom, and your class should be a democratic classroom where students have a say, they have a voice, choice, and ownership. Well, moving ahead, the next question too It's a very funny question. Are you a tax savvy teacher? Are you a tax? There's an added S. Sorry for that. Are you a tax savvy teacher? Let's see the responses. Yes, yes, yes. We all are. This particular pandemic has pushed us, and it took a pandemic to realize that yes, we can leverage technology and we become, tax savvy. Yes, yes, because we are constantly using it. I'm loving the answers. Most of you are writing yes, yes. There are 10 people who are on peer tag. Please, please write your responses. I would love to read it. Amazing. Great. Which characteristics and practices make you tax savvy? You just said, most of you said, yes, we are tax savvy because we are constantly using the technology. We have tech as a tool, and it is the most powerful tool these days in our arsenal, right? So what are the characteristics that you have which is making you tax savvy? Think about those qualities. Innovative, yes. Amazing. Handy, using majority of applications, many applications. Easy, time management, innovative. Wow, amazing. So these are the attributes that you think are the characteristics of a tax savvy teacher. My communication skills. Yes, thank you participants for your responses. I'm loving it and I'm learning a lot from you all. Well, infused classroom teachers, who they are, how do they look like, what do they feel like, who they are curious, highly curious, they are lifelong learner, they have a growth mindset. We all need to think that there is nothing which we can't. You just said it, that we have modeled it actually. Chief learning officer, so they need to portray themselves as a learner if they really want learning to happen in their classroom. Building relationship, it is very important to build that connect. And how do we build that connect? When we apply a little policy of less correction and more connection. They're connected to the learner in and out of the classroom. They know it as human being. They're highly reflective. They know that yes, we can do the mistakes, but we also know how to get rid of those obstacles. They're open and flexible. They will create an environment where they are promoting students to think, to question, understand the true art of teaching. Teaching is an art. It is really an art, and the infused classroom teacher actually understand it and is highly collaborative in nature. If you ask about collaboration, IB fosters collaboration, International Baccalaureate. So I have networks all around the globe, and believe me, these networks are making me better educators. So highly collaborative in nature. So these are some of the qualities. Well, who are the empowered educators? As I told you, the learner, they have a learning mindset. They are the leaders of their learning. So their role model, that asking question, having curiosity is important in the classroom. They are the citizen of the classroom. They are not the sage on the stage who knows it all. Rather, they are the co-constructor of knowledge. They are the one who help student to understand, yes, they have a say in their learning. So they are the citizen of their classroom. So these are the empowered educators. Who are the learning catalysts? Yes, we are, as I told you, collaborator. They are designer. They are the facilitator of the learning. They are not the sage on the stage. Rather, they are the guide on the side. They are the analyst. Why they are analysts? They need to analyze the learning environment, whether it is fostering learning or not. What are the hindrances? They need to analyze the data, the moment by moment data that they are getting from the students. So they have to be empowered and the learning catalyst. What about students? How do they look like? When you entered in an infused classroom, you will find curiosity. They activate curiosity. They feel empowered to ask questions. They will not feel that, what are the kind of questions that may make me feel dumb. They know that asking question and, all type of questions are welcome in an infused classroom. I had a question parking in my classroom where students were allowed to park all their questions and they used to answer it collaboratively. Manage and keep track of their learning. It's important to measure learning, but what is more important is documenting learning, documenting the learning process, understanding the learning process. They reflect on what they are doing and they apply and demonstrate knowledge. The knowledge is something which stay in your mind until and unless you don't apply it. So these are the attributes and the qualities of an infused classroom students. Well, I just want to talk about something which is very important to understand, as we all are saying that we have been using technologies, but are we using it in the right way? So the question that has been answered by Dr. Robin, that yes, we need to use technology, but there are two ways to use it. Why are we using it? First, we need to ask ourselves, and there come the role of the infusion. If we are integrating technology, we are just using it as a tool to let the learning go. But if we are following the SAM model of technology infusion, we do understand that there are steps which can just enhance the learning and there are steps which can redefine or transform the learning. So these are the 4 steps in the ladder suggested by Dr. Rubin. The first step is S. S stands for substitution. A stand for augmentation and M stand for modification and R is the redefinition. There is a threshold between SA and MR. That threshold is actually defined that are we using technology just to enhance learning or to transform learning. I'll take you forward towards some more slides. Substitution. Substitution means when you're using technology just to substitute the traditional tool which you were using. For example, if you're using a notebook in the classroom and you're doing the similar task with an iPad, is there any functional change? No. This stage is just enhancement. We are using technology, but there is no functional change. Number 2 is augmentation. When we are using technology, say you're using technology and you're using text to voice in an iPad. Yes, there is an augmentation. There is a slight change, but this change is very slight. It is just, helping you to understand that yes, we have an option where text can be can be changed into the audio. So the change is there. So substitution and augmentation is just an enhancement of infusing technology. Let me take you towards the transformation side. Modification. For example, you are doing a learning engagement, an activity in the classroom where your students are using Google Map to navigate the roads of a place which is far, far away. They are interacting with the people, those who are sitting in different cities or different countries around the globe. This is modification, and this is significantly redesign the task, right? So this modification leads you to the transformation of learning. And the highest stage, which we all should strive to target, is redefinition. For example, the same students are writing a story, but now they have tools to transform their story into a story map. They are using pictures, audio tags, and they are sharing it with the people around the globe. This is redefinition, and this was a task which was previously, unimaginable. We cannot imagine such kind of text, such kind of task when we were not using technology. So this is what we are aspiring to. So Dr. Ruben has given very neat and easy steps to move up in the ladder. So we all start from substitution, but we need to reach towards the redefinition if we really want to infuse technology in our classroom. Next. This is a very great example how different apps can be used to define technology. For example, if you're targeting to the substitution level, you can use a simple tool like Word doc or the Pages. But when you're looking for the augmentation, you need to have tools like Google Drive, where you are using Google Docs, which the documents become shareable. Then the modification, when you are using the QR code, share things with each other. Then the redefinition, when you're using Blogspot, publish your blogs. Right, so these are some tools which has defined the technology, and the use of it as per the each level is defined by Dr. Rubin. Well, I'm also going to take you with some tools which can be used in your classroom, which can really transform your learning, because we are striving to transform learning using technology. As in the starting of the session, Ms. Vishali said that yes, we can transform learning if the technology is in the hand of great teachers. So these are the tools which I love using: Quizzes, Google Form, Puzzle, Kahoot, Knowledge Hook, Nearpod, and Peer Deck. I'm going to demonstrate a few of them for you. Well, this session is basically for elementary year, the K5 year, but these tools can be used in any setup. Wherever you are in your teaching journey, you can use it. So this is one way to use Peer Deck in the classroom when the teacher is asking question about odd one out, and this can be used in the classroom. For example, there's someone who is trying to drag. So if a teacher is doing odd one out, it is very difficult in a remote classroom to conduct such learning engagements and seeing the answers of everyone. So if you will drag it, so you teacher will be able to see all the responses in real time. So if you try using it, it would be great. So this is an example of Peer Deck, how it can be used in an early years classroom. This is an example of mathematics, but this can be used in other subjects as well. Now the next one is selected response, right? Selected responses like quizzes, fill in the blanks, true, false, give us data, which indicates that whether students are grasping the concepts or not. If I can see your responses, participant, I cannot see your responses, but if you're using it in the classroom, you can see the responses in real time. I can't see any responses. I think audience are not responding to it. Next is the content creation. When we transformed from classroom to glassroom, there is a need of finding an authentic content. We cannot transform what has been given in the textbooks, because we need to create the visual content, we need to create the learning engagement, the lesson plans. So a lot had to do. So this is a great website which we have been using, which is coming up. And this actually, helps a lot. So you will find great learning resources over here. There are resources for teachers. There are resources for curriculum designers. So head over to this. You will find great resources for mathematics, amazing apps, and these are fabulous. You should try using it. You need to go to the Maths Learning Center. This is a website and this is free for us. Please use it. There are resources which will lead you towards your own professional development. There are lesson plans which are given. So if you see plethora of lesson plans, you will find it over there for each age group. And there are great lessons which are designed by the world's best teachers. So head over to this website. This is going to help you a lot in the content creation. So there are several tabs. So please, you need to do a little bit of research and go there, and you'll find amazing resources. The next tool, which is one of my favorite, why? Because it makes learning fun. And if we make the learning fun and help our students to get engaged, learning becomes easy and more and more engrossing. So quizzes is again one of my favorite tool. If you're in a mood to play, we can play right now. So if you're going to quizzes and you're just selecting any tool, whatever you want to means use in the classroom, you will get some ready-made. But every classroom is different, and our requirements are also different. So you can edit the previously existing tools, or you can design your own interactive presentation. For example, we were learning about the SAMD model. If it would have been a class where all or students are there, I would get this tool quickly and we would run this quiz in the real time to gauge the understanding of the student, how easy it is. It is going to save a lot of time. So this is the use of technology in reimagining learning. Just think about the days when we used to make PPTs, and then we used to click those animations and we used to make it interactive. It is all there on just a single click. All right, so if you want to play, do let me know in the chat box. Dr. Vishali, if they want to play, do let me know. We will play the quiz together. The next tool is what happened. Most of the teachers, they come and discuss when we play video lessons. We do not know whether students have watched it, especially in the asynchronous setting. In the remote classroom, everything cannot happen in the live classroom. There are assignments, there are learning engagement which we give to students, which we assign them to do at home, and we usually give videos, and most of the videos remain unwatched and the teacher does not have the data whether the students have watched it. And it takes a lot of hard work for teachers to create videos, and when they create it and send it to students, they don't watch it. Oh my God, this is the real pain. But Edpuzzle is helping us in that area as well. So if you are a teacher, Edpuzzle is free for all teachers of the world. And look at this. This is amazing. You have Khan Academy videos, you have National Geographic videos, you have TED Talk, and you have hundreds of videos. The only thing that you need to be a little mindful when you are opting for a video to assign it to your student, give it a watch, because there are many versions of those videos. So just watch it and then assign it. For example, I just want a video on growth mindset. Say I'm just randomly typing it. I hope I'll get it. I'm teaching growth mindset and I wanted a video. I have it right away here. This is the video which I have. Now what I can do with the video, I can assign it directly from here to my Google Classroom. So here is the link of my Google Classroom. This is the link of my training, which I always do. So I can go to the class where I need to assign the video and I can assign it from here. So it's amazing, it's super easy, and it will give you minute by minute data. So this is the video that I assigned to my participants, and I got to know that they have never watched it. So I just, used it as an exemplar. So teacher will get to know that what is the time duration they watched it, have they answered all the embedded questions. This is a valuable data, because if you're giving something to students, they should utilize it. So Edpuzzle is a tool which is free for all teachers, and it has amazing resources. Go and use it. Now, my next question to you, and I request you all to please answer this question. I would love to hear from you. Do you use maths manipulative during remote learning? Maths learning will take place when we use the concrete object. Maths is a very abstract subject, everything on the whiteboard or blackboard will not make sense to them until and unless they use, different manipulatives, especially in the area of elementary classroom. So do you use manipulatives, especially when you shift it to the remote learning? In the classroom, teachers have Unifix cubes and the geo boards and the Abacus, but what about the remote learning? Do you use maths manipulatives? I would love to know your answers. If you're not answering, I'm moving ahead. We have a limited time. All right, I'm moving ahead. So this is an amazing resource for all the elementary teachers. Why? Because this helped to make the maths learning visible. Look at this. And this is free. Forget about the sign up thing. This all is free. You have tense frame, number lines, beads, abacus. It makes a spinners, pattern block, and a lot of things, right? You can teach them using this. I'll just show this one to you. Let me show this if it's coming up. Yeah, it takes time. Yes, look at this. As if we are teaching place values, we can quickly drag and drop these things, and we can ask our students, what number is it, right? And they can visualize what they are learning, and they will remember these things because they are making a visual connection, right? So how easy it is to do it using these manipulators. Now, next is, so please, try your hands on it. We have all, done, and we use a lot of YouTube videos. Do you use YouTubed? YouTubed is something which is fabulous, and every maths teacher should know about it, because this is created by Jo Bowler, and she is one of my favorite go-to person whenever I need to learn more about the pedagogies. How do we teach? How do we learn? So let me take you to YouTube. This is how it looks like, and see what does it have for all of us. And there are hundreds of resources which are free. Yes. So the best part is you go here and go to the task part. You will find inspirational weeks. You will find Maths in Art Connection. You will find hundreds of videos. You will find student resources. You will find parent resources. And this is my favorite, high quality teaching example. You'll find it all over here, and this is all for free. She is a fabulous person and an amazing educator. So this is my go-to place. I always go here and learn from here, and I suggest you also to go over here. So YouTube is something which is definitely should be explored. Now, the next thing is science. The science teachers had tough time teaching science because it is a skill-based subject. It is highly practical in nature. We need to do many experiments. We want them to see what is happening in the environment with the natural world, what is happening, right? So we need to give many real life examples, and it is too difficult when we are in a remote setting. This is the tool which you should use, and it's going to save a lot of time, lot of energy, and we will be utilizing this time in helping learners. The name of this tool is Nearpod. It's amazing, and the lessons are developed as per 5E model. Like, it's amazing, right? Because 5E model makes a lot of sense because it makes the students explorer and inquirer. So let's take a tour of Nearpod, and you're going to love it. This is how it looks like. I already have an account. So for example, let's say I'm a science teacher, right? So I have quickly clicked on science, and I teach in grade 5 because I literally taught in grade 5 for many years. I was stagnant over there. So there's nothing which comes beyond that. So for example, we are learning about, say I'll type on the top, I need to see if I want a lesson plan. If I want a lesson, I'll click on the lesson thing, right? Then the lesson plans will come. But I do not want a lesson. I just want activities. I can do that. I'm clicking it, and I'll find hundreds of activities. For example, we are teaching about ecosystems. This is the activity which I got it on a single click. This is coming up, and if we would have time, I would have used it with you. So this is the activity which you can quickly add to your, in the free account, it will not allow you to add. So you need to keep on deleting the previous activity. But if you have a paid account, you can keep n number of activities. So this is what has come up, and you can share the preview with your colleagues and you can see it. So it has an activity which is talking about label the chart with one of the ecosystem from the list. And this is basically based on the compare and contrast science skill. So a lot to do with science. What does it help with? It helps with teaching. As I showed you, you can find out the lesson plan. It will help you with the assessment, both formative and summative. Third thing, it will help you to build that connect. I told you an infused classroom is something which will help to build the connection, which helps to enhance collaboration. So this build a connect as well. What else you can do on Nearpod? You can ask open-ended questions. What are open-ended questions? The questions which Google can't answer. And we really need to strive towards asking those questions to students because we do not want them to become, stagnant. Having said that, we want to instill creativity and critical thinking. And this can be easily done by open-ended questions. We can run the polls, the quizzes. We can have learning engagements where we are allowing learner to illustrate what they are doing. We can do the normal tasks, the fill in the blanks, and we can also run a memory test. It is very important that we are catering to the lower level skills before moving to the higher order skills. What are the lower level skills? When we are remembering, right, understanding and applying. So this can be done. We can cater to all both type of skills, the higher order thinking skills and also the lower order. It also gives you opportunity to take a virtual reality science tour, and it's amazing. Students just love it. I conducted a session for grade 5 students when they were working on the PYP exhibition, and we went for a tour, which is practically impossible these days, that we are taking them, you know, to certain places and they're watching and exploring and interacting with the people, and this made it possible. And this is done by Nearpod. So please explore Nearpod. The best part is we as teachers already have Google Slides, we have a presentation, and we do not want to waste it. You can integrate Google Slides with Nearpod. It comes as an add-on. You need to install that add-on, and you can make any of your presentation a Nearpod slide. It is that easy. Right, I'm presenting on a very normal, Google slide, but I have used the add-on of PeerDAC. So PeerDAC and Nearpod both are add-ons, so you need to have that add-on. It will take you to the 3D world, right? Students, they love it when we show them, the 3D world. And again, in the science classes, it is very important if you are learning about animals, plants, and all those things. So it will do that as well. This is again one of my favorite. It works well for the lower classes. It works well for the higher elementary classes. PhET simulation. It is very, very easy to do. You will find simulation of all sort: physics, chemistry, mathematics, everything. For example, you want to find something for mathematics, you can use it. And it makes a lot of sense when students, they do it through hands-on learning engagement. Look at this, the amount of activities which are given over here, and this is all again free to use. For example, this is a learning engagement, which is, it takes a lot of time to come up. For example, you are teaching about the equality of fractions. You can use it as an equality lab where students are interacting with the learning content, or you can use it as a game. So both options are available. I'll not show it more. I'll suggest you to go over PhET simulation, explore it on your own. All right. The next is PeerDAC for Sciences. I'm currently presenting on PeerDAC. And this is a sample DAC which I'm presenting to you, and you don't have to make it. It is already available on PeerDAC. Isn't it amazing? Look at this. It has all the resources ready for you, and we waste a lot of time in making that perfect presentation. So that perfect presentation is already there for you. You just need to have your time to teach students, to help them to learn better. Everything, if you're doing graphing, it is there. If you're using, the labeling thing, it is there. Everything, whatever. If you want to work on the causes and effects, it's there. If you want to work on writing the lab reports, it's all there. The only thing is you need to go to the PeerDAC side, you need to go to the science template, and you need to download it, and you need to use it. Use it either as a normal Google slide, or you can use it with the PeerDAC thing. I'm using PeerDAC right now, where I'm allowing you all to do a dialogue with me. Same way you can do it. Right, so this is a sample slide which is there. Next, what is next? Again, I spoke about YouCubed. That is the fabulous website for making maths content very interactive and research based. This is again one of my favorite website for sciences. It again have a very amazing lesson plans, and on the top of that, a very detailed scaffolding of each and every lesson plan. So this one, for example, if you want to see what are the connections when teacher is doing this experiment, chew that gum. This is the title of that experiment. It is very beautifully laid down that this particular experiment integrate these many subjects. Again, this is also explaining that what are the senses which are being used. what type of activity are we using. So everything is just done for you. I want you to go over here, how to smile, and you will find hundreds of resources. And this is again a beautiful way for a fabulous content creation. If your content is not engaging, believe me, you're not going to make any difference. So content has to be engaging. Second tool, my go-to place, which I always suggest to my teachers. I've worked with 55 elementary teachers and they all are wonderful, but you know, creating the content was always an issue. Look at this. This is again a pre-K to 12. So even if you are an upper elementary teacher, you can go over here. You can search the National Science Digital Library for all sort of lesson plan, for all sort of learning engagement, and this will make your classroom a real fun. And the price is free. They're not charging anything. They are not charging anything, and it's amazing if you go and explore over here. I'll again go back to the presentation. Learning gizmos is something again which I will suggest you to explore for sciences. It will help you to integrate your Google Classroom. If you are using the Microsoft, you need to log in and then you will go to the gizmos. It's these all three websites are fabulous for science teachers and math teachers as well. So if you are doing an experiment on growing plants, look at this, it's available over here. You just need to launch the gizmo. It will come over here and it will make your lesson super interesting. So note down the name Gizmos, and I think this session will be recorded and will be available for all of us. Yes, I'm done with my presentation. I shared strategies, places where we can, you know, generate the content, the high quality, authentic content. It would be great if I get to know from you what is something interesting that you learned today and what is something that you will apply in the classroom. So these are the two things I would love to know, and I would see the responses and we can come back to it again. So that's all from me, and you can connect with me on Twitter at @AsnaFareen. I'm very much available, and this is the only place where I, you know, come again and again. That is LinkedIn. I am there on Facebook, but for a limited time. So you can find me on Facebook. I have a YouTube channel as well, which I have recently started with a mission to empower educators. You can connect with me at all these places. Thank you so much. I'm done, Dr. Vaishali. Over to you.
Wow, what a superb presentation it was. Means you have just won our hearts with your presentation. And there are some questions which needed to be answered, Ashna. So the first question is, how do you integrate technology into kindergarten classrooms?
Great question, and this comes up, you know, quite many times to me because it is very difficult to nurture those tender minds in the remote learning setup. So one thing that I would like to tell, that come out of the coverage mindset, reduce the screen time by a perfect blend of synchronous and asynchronous learning. As far as my experience, like I'm doing the remote learning for past 2 years, just like in India, the Bangladesh is in remote learning mode for past 2 years, and kindergartners were the challenging audience for all of us. So the tool that work well for us are Edpuzzle and Seesaw. We need to collect that moment by moment information from the parents, from the learners, at how they're progressing in their learning. And we then utilize that data to transform our teaching and to help the learners to reach to the point where they were in their learning journey. We all know about the zone of proximal development. To reach from here to here, we need that more knowledgeable other. And we are those more knowledgeable other. There are peers, there are parents, right? So the tools that work well for me, along with the Google Classroom, is Edpuzzle and Seesaw. Seesaw is a platform which helps us to document learning, because we need to see learning as a process, not as a product. Right? And these learners, they may not perform well in one of the, you know, pre-decided, prescribed formative assessment, but those moments when they actually reflect need to be captured, and Seesaw works well for us, and it is working well for us. I hope I could answer the question.
There is one more question. Can you please give some advantages of the technology that you are using these days?
Dr. Vishali, your voice was broken. Can you please repeat the question for me?
Can you give some advantages of the technology that you are using in your classrooms these days? What do you think maybe the advantages for those technologies?
Amazing. So what I see, because I have suddenly become a tech enthusiast, if you would have seen, the description of mine, I did this National Geographic educator, then Edpuzzle coach, Peer Deck inspirational educator, and all those. So for me, technology is the most powerful tool in a teacher's arsenal. But if we are infusing it with the pedagogy, the teachers first, they should understand that what are they using technology for enhancing, then it is just a so thing kind of thing. But if they are really using technology for transforming, then it is again the most powerful tool. But as you said, it will not replace the role of teacher, but it will only enhance the learning if it is used in a mindful manner. Irina wrote SAMD model. Yes, SAMD model is something which is actually telling us that technology is not a bad thing. It's not at all. It's a tool. If we use a duster for hitting a student, it's bad. But if we use the duster to rub the blackboard, it is good. In the same way, we use technology to transform learning, to enhance learning, it is good. But yes, it has to be meaningfully used. It has to be relevant to your learning outcome. It has to be relevant to your age group which you're teaching. There are certain tools which does not work well in the early years, but those work well in the high school classroom. Teacher need to have sense, and that is common sense, and it works wonder. It works wonder. I have all the good thing. It helps in measuring, it helps, it makes the data more easy to analyze. It foster learning because teachers use less time in making those videos. As I showed you, Edpuzzle give you a complete data about the moment by moment interaction of the student with the learning engagement. Quizzes will make your selected response, you fill in the blanks, your all those things very easy. Nearpod will make your open-ended questions very easy and interactive. So yes, there are advantages, and I can talk a lot about it. Yeah, for me, it is something which is a great tool in my arsenal, in the arsenal of my teaching team as well.
Wow, that's good. One more question I'd like to ask you. You have taken the names of many tools, right? Like Edpuzzle, Quizzes, and YouTube. Can you please tell whether these are paid versions or they are freely available? Because some of the teachers have asked about this, whether they have to pay for this or are they freely available?
Most of the things that I have showed are free, and there are things which have a free version and a paid version. For example, Peer Deck and Nearpod comes with a free version and with a paid version as well. The free version itself is wonderful because it allows you to do lot many things. Obviously, there will be added feature in the paid version, but the free version will suffice for transforming your class. So these two are available in both paid and free version, and all the tools that I have shared with you all are free. Most of them are free, but yes, paid versions are also there. So it's up to you. You can make informed choices whether I want a paid version or a free version. So far, for past 2 years, I'm using all free tools because same as other school, the school has a budget constraint, and you won't believe I keep on presenting on many conferences. So I got as a free gift some free tools, and I shared it with my team because yeah, it works. And you please head over and explore all the tools. Most of them are free.
Okay.
Free versions are available.
Asha, you talked about science and mathematics, right? The tools that you're using for science and mathematics. There is a question from Dr. Dipti Prabhakar. She's asking, is there anything for languages? If you can please suggest for her.
Thank you, Dr. Dipti. The thing is that I had time constraints. So I picked up two most complex and complicated subjects. Those are maths and sciences. But yes, those tools can be used. Peer Deck can be used for your English lessons. It will cover all things, LSRW completely. And you can also use readworks.org, which I did not show. It's an amazing tool, and again, free, completely free. Right. Another thing which you can use is Read, Write, Think. It has amazing lessons, lesson plan ready for you. You can use Adpuzzle also for your language lessons. And Nearpod has all lessons ready for you to use in the classroom. So all these tools can be used in language classroom.
Great. Any other questions? If anyone want to ask, please come ahead and you can ask Ms. Ashna. You can raise your hands and then we can do the needful. I think there are no doubts and there are no questions left now. It was wonderful, Ashna. So coming to end, I would like to convey my sincere regards and thanks to today's guest speaker, Ms. Ashna Fareen, for her remarkable, informative and innovative type of session. And this is a small token of love to you from Educos Unite of Scholars. Thank you for being such a wonderful guest, and you have enlightened our minds with a different type of tools that are very important nowadays because we are into infusion of technology in our classrooms. So thank you so much. And dear audience, kindly tune yourself for 25th evening because we are coming up with some surprise. Stay safe and stay at home. Thank you, everyone. It was just a wonderful session. Thank you, Ashna.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vaishali. Thank you so much, everyone, for showering your blessings and wonderful comments. I'm really, feeling grateful for all of you. And we are together in this. Do reach to me on LinkedIn. We are together in this. Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Vaishali. And you were an amiable host all the time. Very pleasant. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear audience.
Thank you, everyone, for being there and asking your doubts and bringing this session a lively session. Thank you so much.
I'm really thankful to Educos Unite of Scholars and the entire team and the man behind the show, Mr. Ratish Gupta, for making it possible. We are interacting and collaborating from different parts of the world, and this is amazing. And this is what we call redefining the entire learning environment. Thank you so much.
Yes, actually, Dr. Ratish is taking Educos Unite of Scholars to big heights, and we should all give him best wishes so that we get more such learning sessions from Educos Unite of Scholars. So thank you, Ratish sir, and the Educos Unite of team for organizing such amazing sessions. Thank you so much.